So the motivation for this paper came quite a long time ago. As supply chain management academics, we're well used to private sector supply chains and the significance of the impact of those on our businesses and to a certain extent on our economies. But what we've got less understanding of is the fact that some of the biggest organizations in the world are governments, and they are spending more than some of the biggest private sector organizations globally, like Walmart or Shell. So there's huge potential for their impact on their supply chains. And it started around about 2002 in the motivation, in that I was curious. I was working with the health service and looking at the huge amount of spending that the UK was spending on its supply chains. And I was curious as to why I wasn't seeing academics internationally addressing this. So I found that Jan Telgen, a professor in Holland, was working in this area. So I went to visit him. And we had a talk, and we were curious. We wanted to find out who was doing something. So we had a choice. We could either go and visit as many people in the world in public procurement, and we thought that's going to take a long time. So we actually decided to try to get them to come to a meeting. So we started with our first meeting on public procurement in 2003. So the motivation came from there. And since that time, this network of academics, but also senior public procurement practitioners, has grown. We now have over 55 countries who participate in this research network. And we come together roughly every 2 years to conduct another research study. So this particular study that this paper is on, we were very interested in small businesses and how difficult it was for them to engage with large governments and government contracts. And we were interested that governments really wanted them to engage because they want to develop the small business sector. Small businesses are the backbone of most economies. They employ most people in our societies. And so we were interested in how you might be able to use this government supply, this government spending to stimulate supply chains and engage more small businesses. So that was the motivation.
Yes, this paper was developed as like a follow-up of the fifth edition of the International Research in Public Procurement Study, which is a bi-yearly workshop that we conduct with our research network that include Christine Ireland, Jan Telgen, Guy Callender, Louise Knight, and several other academics in the public procurement field. And the theme of the fifth workshop was the support that public procurement, government and government through public procurement can give to small businesses, which is a very important issue because small business represents most part of the economy and often lack the possibility to participate and to make business with government because our government design, contract, bid, tender usually is not like friendly for small business that don't have resources, time, and also availability to deal with such a huge volume or administrative effort that is required to deal with public administration.